For this example, we're going to use Massive from Native Instruments to look at how comb filtering could be used to create some interesting colors with by misaligning, if you will, two otherwise identical waveforms. So we're starting off here with Massive is a wavetable instrument. So we're bringing up two square waves that are called smooth square. Exactly which one you pull up is less important at this point than having two that are absolutely identical. So if I play this, I've got a little bit of a filter on it to take off the edge of the very highest frequencies, and also have just a little touch of reverb added. So if I turn off the second oscillator and play just the first one, and then vice versa, you'll hear that they're identical. We put them together, we get a summing quality to them. Now, over here I can affect the pitch of them, and pitch may be that I want to go as far as an octave up or down, but it could be wanting to do divisions of cents, meaning within semitones, and this is where the comb filtering quality comes from. So let me hold down the note again, and I'm going to slowly change how many cents difference there are between each of these oscillators. So oscillator 1 is staying fixed, oscillator 2 is being shifted in pitch. In other words, if I make this lower, the waveform is getting longer because the pitch is going down. And if I bring this up, the waveform is getting shorter. Either way, where the harmonics line up between these two sounds is going to vary. So some of the frequencies will be constructive and adding an intensity, and some of the frequencies will be destructive, attenuating the sound, the intensity level at that frequency. So you hear that pulsing as it's sort of meeting in and out of phase. Back to the real stark. Pretty cool. What you can also do is then take an LFO and have that effect change over time. So if I go over here to LFO 5 and I've got a basic sine wave and I want to apply this to the change in pitch up top, I can tell it by how much I want to affect the pitch and then play that sound again. Now we're hearing that pulsing over time with its intensity increasing and decreasing. So when I add different pitches, then of course in a chord setting, there's all kinds of variations now in the comb filtering that are happening at these different notes. Because Massive is built on wavetables, we can also shift the positioning of where that square wave starts. So rather than starting right at the beginning of its squared off duty cycle, we could change that positioning. So that's also going to introduce another layer of comb filter to the sound. So let me just play a octave and fifth combination with my left hand and adjust the wavetable position as we go. And of course I could use that same LFO to affect that position, or I could use a different one. Let's grab LFO 6 over here, and I'm going to bring that in to impact the positioning of this of the wavetable. And let's set this to a little bit faster rate here. So all of a sudden we have this much more complex, interesting sound when we're really just starting with 2 square waves. So experiment with different ways that you can alter the timing between 2 otherwise identical oscillator waves, and just enrichen the sound by changing the pitch of one ever so slightly. If you're working in a wavetable synth, you can change that position. There's a lot of ways of accomplishing this.